This is our West Side Tour Etobicoke edition. Etobicoke is the most westerly part of the city of Toronto and truly is an entity all on its own. Etobicoke is known for its lush green spaces, variety of different types of homes, and residential activities. Etobicoke is also very conveniently close right to the downtown core, making it a good option for people who like that proximity to a big city, but also like more of a residential calm feel. That being said though, is Etobicoke for everybody? Maybe, maybe not. Today I'm going to address all of that with you. I'm going to take you through a list of pros and cons for moving to and living in Etobicoke so that if you do decide to make that move, you have all the information you need. Let's get after it right now. What's up everybody? If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Toronto and the surrounding areas like right here in Etobicoke, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and you tap the bell for notifications so that you're the first to know when we do drop new videos to the channel. My name is Christina and I'm part of the Living in Toronto team. I'm also a local real estate agent and every day I help people just like you and you and you and you find their dream home and make those moves to Toronto and the surrounding areas, and I absolutely love it. And I want to help you too. So if you're someone who's thinking about buying, selling, or leasing in the near future, all my information is down below. Give me a shout and I would be happy to work with you. Today I'm in Etobicoke and what I'm going to be doing is taking you through a list of pros and cons of living in or moving to Etobicoke so that if that is you, you are thinking about moving here, you know everything you need to know. Let's start with pro number one. The first pro of Etobicoke is its proximity to the downtown Toronto core. Now Etobicoke is part of the city of Toronto. It's one of the boroughs that was part of the amalgamation to create the city of Toronto, but it is still very much considered its own entity, its own place. So traveling from Etobicoke right to the downtown core is only about 20 kilometers, which makes a pretty nice commute, you know, for people who want to be very close to the city, but also want more of a residential, calmer feel and want to be away from the congestion of a big city. So if you're someone who lives in Etobicoke, but let's say works downtown, it might be a 20-minute drive, not too bad of a commute at all. So whether you're going for work or even for events that take place in the city, the commute is fairly easy. So people who do live in Etobicoke really do get the best of both worlds, being close enough to the downtown core, the city of Toronto, but also having that calm residential feel. The second pro of Etobicoke is the variety of homes that are here. Etobicoke has always been known for its variety of detached and semi-detached homes. However, more recently, with the population here booming to over 365,000 people, there have been a lot more condo and apartment developments, especially in the Humber Bay Shores area, which is where I am right now. There are lots of condos that are being built here. So what this variety of home types means is that a variety of different people can actually live in Etobicoke. Whether you're looking for a charming detached home on a winding street with mature trees, or you want a condo with lakefront views, you can get all of that here in Etobicoke no matter your budget or your interest. So there really is a variety and a home type for everybody here. The third pro of Etobicoke, it's definitely its green space and overall outdoor appeal. Some of the larger and more notable parks here in Etobicoke are Colonel Samuel's, Marie Curtis, and Centennial Park. Those green spaces make a great opportunity for you with maybe kids or your family members to just enjoy the outdoors, go for little hikes, take your bikes out on the trails, take a look at some of the just greenery and nature that's around you. Definitely really cool. Etobicoke, part of it at least, is also located right along Lake Ontario, so you do have some of those nice waterfront trails as well. And you know, being close to the water and just having that outdoor green space in your neighborhood just makes her a really nice, calming, beautiful feel. Okay, let's talk about our cons of living in Etobicoke. The first being the public transportation system here. So Etobicoke, being part of the city of Toronto, does depend on the TTC for its subway, bus, and streetcar public transportation services. Now, when we look at those three things, your streetcars, your buses, and subway is the quickest, most dependable method of public transportation between all three of those. The problem though with living in Etobicoke is that there are only 3 actual subway stops that feed into Etobicoke off the Bloor line, which are Royal York, Islington, and Kipling. But Etobicoke is very large. It ranges all the way up to Steeles, down to Lake Ontario. So the reason why public transportation is listed as a con here in Etobicoke is because a large part of Etobicoke does not have access to the TTC subway system, which means those areas are largely dependent on buses and streetcars, which overall are, you know, less dependable, and overall in Etobicoke, it's just a less robust system here. The second con of Etobicoke is that you do need a car. Etobicoke was built around the car. It is located right by Highway 401, the 427, and the 400, which is really great if you have a vehicle because you can travel in essentially any direction from Etobicoke or the city at large because of how proximal you are to those highways. But if you do not have a car in Etobicoke, it does make daily tasks a lot harder. I talked previously a bit about the public transit system in Etobicoke, which depends mainly on buses, so therefore it's not as robust as in, the downtown core, let's say. So, if you don't have a car, it makes getting things done a lot more difficult. If you ever want to go to Sherway Gardens, Costco, IKEA, or any other, grocery store, it does make life a little bit harder if you don't have a car here, simply because Etobicoke itself as a borough of the city of Toronto is so large. So if you have a car, great. If not, that definitely could be a con for living in Etobicoke. The third con of Etobicoke is that it is very expensive. The location itself, combined with the proximity to highways, the green spaces, and a ton of other amenities in Etobicoke, make it a very pricey place. You can get some gorgeous homes here, but the beauty does not come at no cost, especially here in Bloor West Village. The average price of a single-family detached home in Etobicoke right now is in and around $1.5 million, and that's the average. Some neighborhoods that could be higher, others it could be lower. A one-bedroom, one-bath condo in Etobicoke will start in the $600,000 range, and even if you're someone who's interested in renting, let's say a one-bedroom condo, you're going to be paying at least in the low 2000s for that. So it is very expensive, and when we think about those housing costs combined with other costs like our taxes, living expenses, food, everything, the cost of living is pretty high here, and it is an expensive place to be. That's a wrap, everybody. Those are our pros and cons of living in Etobicoke, and I hope that after watching that video, you now have a better idea about what it's truly like to live here. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, please give me a shout. All my information's down below, and I'd be happy to work with you. You can send me an email, shoot me a text. We can set up a Zoom call and go on some house tours so that you can start the process of moving to Etobicoke. Also, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can continue making more great content for you. If you really are serious about moving to Etobicoke, make sure you also check out this video, which rhymes off a few more details about different pockets of Ontario, Etobicoke included, and goes into a lot of detail about Etobicoke itself. Thank you so much for sticking around for this video with me. I really hope to catch you living in Toronto very soon.